welcome to episode 25 of Beat the First Man with me, Reedy. We've made it to a quarter of a century, what a result. Just another 75 to go now to get to the 100 episodes, but well on the way. And who would have thought we'd have lasted 25, eh? To all those who've continued to watch the show from the off, thank you so much. To you new subscribers over the last week or so, new viewers, again, thank you so much too. Welcome on board the BTFM bus. It's by no means overloaded. We can squeeze hundreds of thousands of people on here yet. So keep sharing it around your friends, guys. Share it around your work colleagues. Let's get more people involved. The more we can get involved, the better. One other thing to do, if you haven't, click the little subscribe. But also click the little bell next to it, which will give you the notification so you never miss another episode. It will just drop straight in. You know how this works. I'll just literally blag this as we go along. There's no editing. I don't cut bits out, so I will make cock-ups, but that's part of the fun. When you click the little bell, don't be confused with the little knob. That's a completely different part of the show. If you're new to the show, don't worry, you'll soon catch up. So what have I got for you this week? Well, we've got Beat the First Man FA Cup on Zooming In. Ted is back, obviously, with a little knob of the week. Little Shouty Man, he's not been here for a while, but he's back after a break. And another classic dose of How Old for you. So, State Gabriel shirt is still on, so that can only mean one thing. Yeah, they haven't played any more games. Still lockdown, meaning that there's no games. Still loads of uncertainty as to whether they'll start up again. It looks like it's all going to hinge on these National League votes, which are currently going on. Null and void means the shirt does come off for the summer. If they do continue, then I'll keep wearing it until they win, and we'll be back on with it next season. But nothing really new to say on Stoke Gabriel at the moment, other than the fact that as a podcast we're still behind them and we're still waiting eagerly for that first win and the chance to get down there, because obviously we said we're going to go down there and do a game from down there as well. So but here he is, Mr. Ted. Alright, Mr. Ted. Yeah, I'm very good, thank you. Feeling very well. Well, this is an upturn in events. A bit more positive than last week, and you know, not even pulling me up for just calling you Ted. What's going on? What's brought this new positive mood on? Well, I'm going out to a party tonight. Ted, no. You're not going out to a party tonight. My friend, we're in lockdown. There are no parties. No, it's a showbiz party. You won't understand. You aren't a star like me. We have special lockdown rules. Ted, Jesus Christ, man. No, we're all in lockdown regardless of whether it's showbiz or not. You know, you have to live life like the rest of us. Until we get the vaccine, this is our current life. You might have to wait for a little prick before you can get on with your life, but I'm not. Honestly, this is the life I lead with this bear. What do you mean, this bear? I'm a Hollywood star. Alright, moving on. You're only here to do Little Knob of the Week. Who's won it this week? You got any nominations for a change? Yeah, I've got one nomination and one brilliant winner. Right, okay, well let's have the nomination. Who didn't win it? Dan Guy of Oxford United. What's Dan Guy done of Oxford United? Well, not only did he miss a sitter when he came on as a substitute, but he also forgot his shin pads and had to run back off and put them on. Oh, schoolboy error, Ted. Now, that's one thing as a sub, you've got to be ready to come on, haven't you? Right, okay, so if they didn't win it, who did win it? Well, it's a good one, I'm not going to lie. It's what can only be known as Shitgate. Shitgate? Yes, you heard me correctly, Shitgate. Okay, people, listen to Ted now. I'm going to play a video. Don't watch the action on the screen. Listen to the commentary. I think I know now. Are we going up to Scotland? Right, okay, so it's Hamilton. What are you still talking to me for? Yeah, I know it is. Anyway, so it's Hamilton versus Ross County. Co-commentator Billy Bulloch has been away since half time. He's forgot to switch his mic on, so he hasn't been joining in with the analysis. So here he is, coming back and joining in with the analysis. Have a listen and hear what happened.
Sorry about I hadn't pressed the button. I went away for a job at half time. Excuse my turn my language, and I've not pressed the wee button on my combat.
Commentary. I think I know now. Are we going up to Scotland? Right, okay, so it's Hamilton. What are you still talking to me for? Yeah, I know it is. Anyway, so it's Hamilton versus Ross County. Co-commentator Billy Bulloch has been away since half time. He's forgot to switch his mic on, so he hasn't been joining in with the analysis. So here he is, coming back and joining in with the analysis. Have a listen and hear what happened. So there you have it, Shitgate, or should it be known as Jobbygate? But I thought I'd call it Shitgate because it might help explain what Jobby was. Anyway, poor old Billy, he got dumped after that by the Ackies, and his comments left him right in the poop. Enough of the shit jokes, Reedy. Oh, God's sake. Right, okay, so Billy Bulloch, for telling the world about your half-time jobby and going into quite great detail about it as well. You are this week's Little Knob of the Week. Congratulations, Billy. Right, Ted, you're back later, yeah? Yeah, I'll be back later. Okay, we'll see you in a bit. Right, there's Ted for you. So, time for another instalment of our favourite game, How Old? So come on, how many of you got Uli Stielicke right last week? Can't have been many. 23, Jesus. Anyway, got another one for you this week, and we're going for another proper uphill paper round footballer. We're going north of the border again, just like in Ted's Little Knob. And we're going to a player in the famous red and yellow stripes of Partick Thistle. It's a winger called Dennis McQuaid. So it's quite simple. When this photo here was taken, how old was Dennis McQuaid? Easy as that. That's all you got to do. So later on in the show, we'll come back and we'll reveal just how old Dennis McQuaid was. So anyway, it's been a while, but Little Shouty Man is back. So if you're new to the show, let me explain to you Little Shouty Man. So I am a little man, and every now and then I'll get shouty. Rants about various things in football that I'm not happy with. So, Little Shouty Man. Easy this, isn't it? Honestly. Why are more people not doing stuff like this? Anyway, so Little Shouty Man. So my rant on Little Shouty Man, and you know, if you still haven't got it from the Little Shouty Man, think Dennis Wise in I'm a Celebrity. Just a very small man. So Little Shouty Man this week, my biggest thing now, it's become a really current thing. Joint top. Now, when was joint top a thing? So I get it, teams can be level on points, so technically they're level on points, but we have a thing which is commonly known as goal difference, which separates the teams. So you don't have a joint top, you have a team who are first, you have a team who are second. But no, the common team thing at the moment seems to be joint top. It's what an absolute bonkum. It's just, don't fall for it, guys. It's the TV companies trying to convince you that the teams are neck and neck. Well, they're not, because one team's in front of the other team. And I get it, they can turn it around in one game with a goal difference, but they've still got to turn it round. Let's dig a little bit deeper. So, at the moment, Leeds, my team, currently 11th in the table on 29 points. Crystal Palace, currently 13th in the table, are also on 29 points. Are Crystal Palace joint 11th? Of course they're not. They're 13th. They're in the bottom half of the table, like Leeds are, but they're not joint 11th. And let's go one step further. Let's say you're down the bottom of the table and the teams are level on points. Are you joint bottom? Of course you're not. You're clinging on anything to not be bottom. You know, so you're not going to go with joint bottom, would you? Shite. That one's for you, Billy Bulloch, my old friend. So, you know, it's goals difference, goals scored. The only way you can be joint top or joint bottom is if you're equal goal difference, equal goals scored, neck and neck on head to head. The whole shebang is equal. There is no other thing as joint top. Bunkum, nonsense, rubbish. Stop saying it, stop putting it on Twitter, stop putting it on your social media feeds. It doesn't exist. There we go. That was Little Shouty Man. Anyway, after all that, I think I need a breather. So earlier in the week, I recorded the latest episode of Zooming In. This week, it was the Beat the First Man FA Cup. We've reached the 5th round stage. So the coming midweek is the FA Cup 5th round. So we need to find out who's left in the competition in terms of the individuals, where we are with it, how many teams have got left, etc, etc. So get a cup of coffee. Here's Zooming In. So welcome to another Beat the First Man FA Cup. We've reached the 5th round stage of the last 16 now. And as you can see, all 8 are still in. We haven't lost anybody. No one's wearing a hat over their face. So everyone is still in for the moment. Before we kick things off, though, we're recording this on Tuesday night. Obviously, we had the sad news today about Captain Tom, 100 years old. What a man, what a legacy he's left behind. And I think if anyone united this nation through the pandemic times, it was him for that short period of time where he was doing his fundraising. So as a collective, we've agreed we're going to do a minute's applause before we start proceeding. So on the clap of the hands, we'll get going. So Captain Tom, respect to you. Brilliant, gents. What a man. So we move on. We'll kick straight into where we are. So I'm going to go around the screen, tell you who you've got left and how many teams you've got left. So we'll start with in my top left, Chris. How are we, Chris?
Yeah, good. Thank you, Mark. How are you doing?
Yeah, not too bad. Thank you. You don't need too many fingers to count how many teams you've got left, my friend. You've got one left. Burnley, your last team standing.
That's not a joke there, is that?
We'll go across to my right, Dave. How are we, Dave?
I'm good, mate. You?
Yes, not too bad, thank you. Two left for you, Chelsea and Brighton.
Win.
Shall we talk about Sheffield Wednesday winning the cup now, or shall we leave that for a bit later?
It was very much tongue-in-cheek, honest. And by the way,
we'll come down to Liam. How are we, Liam?
I'm all right, Mark. You?
Yes, not too bad, thank you, mate. You've got two left still as well, Everton and Bournemouth.
Not bad, two teams.
No, you're all right. I think you're still in with a sniff. Coming across to the middle, we've got Kian and Harry sharing a screen due to Wi-Fi issues. So, Kian, you have also got one left, Leicester City.
That doesn't really mean much. We beat them. You know.
Harry, you have got three left. Incredible.
Yeah, it's just.
So you got Southampton, Swansea, and Bristol City.
That's not that great. Southampton have a chance. Never two.
Moving across to Tom. How are you, Tom?
Yeah, very good, mate. You?
Yes, not too bad, thank you. You've still got two left as well, Tottenham and Sheffield United.
Yeah, still hope.
Still feeling confident. And last but by no means least, Roger, with two left. Man United and West Ham, your two top seeds, both left.
Yes, fine. Thanks, Mark. Not my favourite teams, but
a
win's a win.
And I've got three left. I've got Man City, Wolves and Barnsley still going. So as promised, we're going to do our worst FA Cup memories today. So obviously we've done our favourite ones, so we'll do our worst ones. So I'll kick it off today. So we'll go back to 1987. 68 minutes gone. So FA Cup semi-final. Leeds United of the then Championship 1, Coventry City of the then Premier League 0. We've defended stoutly. We've looked like we've rode the storm. We're just getting back on top again. And Brendan Ormsby tries to shield a ball out of play for a goal kick. You see defenders doing it week in, week out, and they always get away with it with a foul. Well, he got caught out. Dave Bennett slid in and took the ball from behind him, crossed it, and Mickey Ginn equalised. And it knocked the stuffing out of us, really. I think we'd have won it at 1-0. I think we'd have gone on and made the final and met Tottenham in the final. But it was an absolute sickener. And although we did get back to 2-2, we lost in extra time 3-2. And then watching Coventry win the final didn't dampen it, or didn't make it any easier, shall we say. So that Brendan Ormsby moment still haunts me, and I can still see Dave Bennett sliding in and taking the ball off him now, despite the fact that was 33 years ago. I can still see that happening. So there's mine. So we're going to start from the bottom of the screen this time. So Roger, your worst FA Cup memory?
Has to be last season, Spurs versus Norwich. Norwich, bottom of the Premier League.
Yeah.
Spurs riding high, Champions League, all that kind of stuff. And drew 1 each and lost on penalties. It was embarrassing.
Yeah, I think Mourinho had his eyes on that trophy as well, didn't he?
Yep, very sad day for a Spurs fan on our home ground. 58,000 people there watching me from afar, and it was just very, very sad. Very sad day, worst ever. That's me.
There we go. So we'll move up the screen. We'll go to Tom. So Tom, you're quite young, so you can't have too many bad memories of the FA Cup.
Yeah, I was actually quite struggling to think of one because I think there isn't that I can think of many games that I've witnessed where we've got stuffed by a non-league team or anything like that. But the one I did go for, just purely because it was just a terrible game. It was the round after we just beaten Swansea. So we were League Two, they were Premier League. We just beaten Swansea, and then we drew Blackburn at home in the next round. I think they were Championship at the time. And we got stuffed 3-0, and I think we had one shot in the whole game. It was just a bit of a wasted afternoon. Had a bit of a run around, but never mind.
And there's nothing worse as well when you've had a big result and your next draw is a rubbish draw as well. There's absolutely nothing worse. It's just
yeah, exactly. It was a team that we weren't. They were obviously Championship above us, but they're not. It's not like during Man United or anyone like that. So yeah,
no,
wasn't
fair enough. So the middle of my screen, I've got Kean and Harry. Now, as Leeds fans, you've got an absolute plethora of disasters over the last 10 years to choose from. So we'll go with Harry first, as you're the oldest. So your worst FA Cup memory out of that lot?
Well, it was actually a lot, easier than picking my favourite FA Cup memory because there's a lot more to choose from. So I could give you any of a number, but I'm going to go with, I think it was 2007, 2008, Histon away.
Oh.
Non-league Histon. Oh, it was just an embarrassment. Losing to, I think it was a Postman scored the winner for them. Postman. And that is probably the worst result I've seen as a Leeds fan from us.
But the worst thing about Histon as well is about 5 years previously, they were playing against Whitney Town, who was my old Southern Leeds side, and losing to Whitney Town. And 5 years later, they're knocking Leeds out the FA Cup. It was brutal.
Yeah. Not a great time.
No, not a good day. Kean, I'm sure you can
See,
think of an equally bad one.
Oh, I had loads to think of, but I thought of one. It was Rochdale away, and we lost. But it was worse because we were there.
Yeah.
And they were bantering us in their end. We were being bantered by Rochdale fans, first of all, and then we booed our own team off at the end.
Yeah, I think the worst thing of that as well is we didn't even have a shot on target all game either, did we?
But the chippy outside was lovely.
Best football chip.
It is very true. If you ever go to Rochdale Football Club, they've got the best chippy in the country by far.
Yeah, everyone bangs on about that, didn't
they? Every cloud.
Liam, worst FA Cup memory, my friend?
I'd say the 2007 final between United and Chelsea. It was like the most boringest final ever. For the first one at the new Wembley Stadium, it was like the most boringest final ever.
Was that the one? Was that 1-0 to Chelsea?
Yeah, that was the extra time Drogba goal. Yeah. So the game from start to finish was just boring.
It was a bad final.
Yeah. So that's my worst memory.
Okay, we'll go with that. Dave, you must have some Oxford ones from distant memories. Old shot.
Well, I was going to do Coventry away in 1982. It was the round after my best one, which was the Brighton away win. We lost 4-0 and we were abysmal. But just listening to your two lads on about non-league has brought a worse one to mind. Nuneaton Borough.
Oh.
Yeah.
Who?
Away. Bus home from Tim Bitts Mark is a place you know and love.
Yeah.
14 of us went in the minibus and 2 of us come home. The rest was still in jail for about 3 days, I think. It was a nightmare. We didn't even make the game, Mark. It was a nightmare.
Yeah, not a good day.
Not a good day when you take Brian and Gordon Cook with you, man.
Say no more.
Yeah.
And Chris, last but not least, Birmingham City. You must have a bad Birmingham City FA Cup memory, surely.
Yeah, where do I begin? Apart from the fact we're cursed with the FA Cup, it's got to be 2005-06. It was the first time they've made it to the quarterfinals that I'd seen. And we go and blow it away by losing 7-0 to Liverpool.
Ouch.
Yeah, it wasn't the tidiest of games to watch.
No, I mean, if you're going to go out, you might as well go out in style.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, so the fifth round, we're doing it today because the fifth round is actually next midweek. So obviously this will go out online on Saturday. So the games will be in between the two shows. So although there's other games on Saturday, we're going to run through the FA Cup games, which are in midweek. So we'll do the same as the last round, and you can pitch your teams. There's only one person in this group of 8 who is guaranteed a quarter-final team. So I think we'll start with that one. Oh, and just as a side note, we predicted the last round. We got 11 out of 16. So I didn't think that was a bad effort, all things considered. Let's see how we can do out of 8. So, Roger, you are guaranteed a quarter-final place. The only person guaranteed. So you can pitch as Man United and West Ham. Which way are we voting? Take mute off first, though.
So what's the question mark? Sorry.
So you got Man United and West Ham. So who should we be voting for? Man United or West Ham?
That's a tough one. Man United.
Right. So home for Man United, away for West Ham. Simple as that. Oh, we've got 1, 2, 3. It's just Man United in. Oh no, it's a 4-4 split. So Roger, you get the call as it's your teams.
I'm confused, Mark. Sorry.
So we've gone 4-4. So it's both your teams. So you predict who's going to win. You went with Man United.
All right, so I am Man United.
Right, that's our prediction now. Man United. So Burnley, which is Chris, against Bournemouth, which is Liam. So Chris pitches Burnley.
That's a tough one. They've got decent manager behind them. He's having a good spell with them. He's got them in good form, I think, in the Premier League at the moment. So I think they should come out on top, really.
Yeah. Liam, do your best for Bournemouth.
I can't. last few weeks, they've just sort of like, even in the Championship, they've sort of faded. The results just haven't gone their way. So I wouldn't say they'll do much, personally.
You used that tactic in the last round and it worked. They got through. I liked your style. So quite simply, home for Burnley, away for Bournemouth. Oh, it's a full house for Burnley. So next one up is Sheffield United, Tom, against Bristol City, Harry. So Tom pitches Sheffield United.
Yeah, so great manager still. He's still there. Although they're bottom of the Premier League, they just started picking up some good results, beating Man United. They won against tonight against West Brom. So they're on good form, and I think they'll do it comfortably.
Yeah, Harry pitches Bristol City.
I can't argue with that, to be fair. No, I've got nothing.
That's a damning indictment on your team.
Well, Sheffield United, even though they've been losing, they've not been losing by much, have they? They've been putting in some good performances. So
hang on, you meant to be pitching Bristol City, eh?
yeah, I know. It's just, I'm pitching that they're going to lose.
Right.
So just don't vote for Bristol City.
So it's home for Sheffield United, away for Bristol City. Always three Bristol Cities and 5 Sheffield United. So we're going Sheffield United.
Must have pitched Bristol better than I thought.
So yeah, clearly. So it's Wolves, me, against Southampton, Harry. So I'll go with Wolves. They've won tonight. They may be just turning the corner a little bit. I think they're safe in the Premier League, so they've got a little bit of chance of glory in the FA Cup. So I think he'll play a strong team. I think they'll have too much for Southampton. I think have gone off the boil a little bit recently. So Harry pitches Southampton.
I mean, they've got a great squad, to be fair to them. They are punching above their weight, but they've got some skilled players. Wolves, that was their first win in 6 or 7 games. They've not been doing too great. They're about 12th now, aren't they?
Yeah.
And yeah, so I think Southampton will do them. I think they'll have too much for them.
Right, okay, so it's home for Wolves, away for Southampton. Oh, Southampton get the call. Right, so Barnsley, me against Chelsea, Dave. So I'll start with Barnsley. The majority of the country wants them to win the game. We'd love to see Chelsea knocked out by Barnsley. They're at home. They got Alex Mowat in midfield, who's got one of the finest left foots outside of the top flight. If he had an extra yard of pace, he would be playing top level Premier League. But unfortunately, he got about as much pace as I have. That's all I've got, really. Chelsea, Dave?
I agree with Alex Mowat. He was excellent when he played at Oxford.
Brilliant player.
Unbelievable player. Quick temper, though. Got himself sent off a couple of times. I think Chelsea, now that they've got the weight of Frank gone, pardon me, I think they're going to cut free. I think Chelsea could win this quite comfortably. They got the players.
Yeah, so home for Barnsley, away for Chelsea. Oh, I can't. I've got to go against my own team. I'll go. So it's Chelsea then. Right.
You're the only person.
Here's a tough one. This will take some good pitching. So Everton, Liam against Tottenham, Tom. So Liam, pitchers Everton.
They've got to win it. The manager they've got, they have to win. Otherwise, they're just going to look stupid with their appointment and their way forward. They've appointed Ancelotti to go forward. So they're gonna have to win this cup because they're not going to win anything else. So they're going to go
to the point, Liam. Love it.
Yeah.
Tom, pitchers Tottenham.
I think I could say the same for Tottenham, really. I mean,
yes, love it.
Mourinho in, but like I said, they're not going to win anything else either. So yeah, I think it's a big game for both teams, and I think with the quality that Tottenham have with Bale and Son, and I nearly said Kane, but he's injured. But yeah, I think Spurs will just pip them with the quality they got.
Okay, so this is a real test of your pitch then, Liam. If you could have £1 million by picking the winner, who would you pick?
Everton.
Tom?
Tottenham.
Oh, they both stuck with their teams as well. Right, so home for Everton, away for Tottenham. Tom, what's yours? Away?
Yeah, away, yeah, sorry.
Right, so we've got a 4-4 split. So we have to come to an agreement of who we go, Everton, Tottenham. So that's a great idea. Paper, scissors, stones, Tom. Good call. So Liam, paper, scissors, stone with Tom. After 3. 1, 2, 3.
Stone.
Oh, scissors. So Everton it is.
I've never played it with a stone, but
right, Swansea v Man City. So Swansea, Harry, Man City, me. So Harry, pitches Swansea. Right. Good luck.
Nah, got nothing. Sorry.
You must have something. Home advantage.
It would be a home advantage if they had fans in.
Oh yeah, good point.
It's a very intimidating ground to go to as a fan. Not sure about players, but when they're pelting coins at you from across the railings, it's not a great place to be, especially when you're 7 years old, like I was.
Wasn't the finest of afternoons.
Yeah, or the finest parenting decision. But no, City will do them comfortably.
Yeah, I can't disagree. I think Man City are they're going to tear into pieces. Man City have found their mojo, I think. So home for Swansea, away for Man City. Oh, Dave's stuck with his Welsh boys.
Hometown.
So Man City we've gone for though. So last one. So it's Leicester, Kean against Brighton, Dave. So Kean pitches Leicester.
I mean, it's Brighton. And
savage.
Look where they are.
Savage.
Leicester have been on a good run up until last weekend, and I mean we're just really good. So yeah, Leicester.
Okay, Dave pitches Brighton. You can't use the seaside town one. Leicester's nowhere near the seaside.
Leicester are nothing without Vardy, I'm afraid, which is why they've stalled a bit. And Brighton, they actually play some really good football and have been unlucky this season. And I think FA Cup, couple of changes for Leicester because they're trying to get top 4. Brighton.
Yeah, Leicester have never won the FA Cup either. Sad fact for you. I keep getting told it by Leicester fans. So home for Leicester, away for Brighton. Oh, we've gone 4-4 again. So paper, scissors, stone, Kean and Dave. So after three. 1, 2, 3. Scissors and stone. So what wins out? Scissors and stone. Stone, isn't it? Brighton.
I always called it Matt, but
Show me age. So if that goes to plan, our last 8 would be Burnley, Man United, Sheffield United, Southampton, Chelsea, Everton, Man City, Brighton. We'll see how that pans out. As always, gents, thank you so much for being part of it. We'll be back again for the quarterfinals. We'll come up with another little idea for the quarterfinal. Or I'll come up with another little idea for the quarterfinals. You lot just have to turn up and look pretty. On next week's Zooming In, for those watching the main show, we've got an up-and-coming band from Birmingham. And if you like the Arctic Monkeys, get into these boys. They're class. Kean, how good are they?
They are very good.
Yeah, very good. They're called Overpass. So you 8 have got a sneak chance to go and look at them before they come on Zooming In next week. If you like the Arctic Monkeys, these boys are well worth listening to, and they're coming on the show next week. Hopefully, I've got 3 of them coming on. So that could be interesting. But for now, it's back to the show. Thank you, gents. Appreciate it. And see you for the quarterfinals.
Cheers, Mark.
So there we go. And as you heard, next week we've got Birmingham band Overpass are coming on. I've got 3 of the guys coming on from Overpass, 2 Birmingham fans and 1 Coventry fan. So sure, we can have a little bit of fun with that because they, as they do the old ground sharing thing. So I'm sure we won't get any home or away jokes in there whatsoever, just to be very stereotypical and obvious. So anyway, time for How Old? So come on, Dennis McQuaid. Here he is. So how old did you have Dennis down as? 35? 31? Nah. Dennis, in that picture there, was 27. 27 years old. In that picture, he's 22 years younger than me. I'm not having it. I reckon his paper round must have taken him up to the top of Ben Nevis and back down again, because that literally is ridiculous. 27 years old. Anyway, so there we go. That is How Old. Next week, back with another one. I've got next week's lined up already. We're going international next week. Another foreign footballer. I think they're the best ones. So we've got a perler for you next week. No one will get it, guaranteed. So, but yeah, fun and games. So little tidy up of the Lineal Cups now. So the Lineal European Cup, that remains with Borussia Mönchengladbach. They won last weekend. They also won in midweek in the cup. They beat Stuttgart 2-1. So they move on to their 7th defence today when they're at home to FC Köln, or Cologne, whichever way you want to pronounce it or say it. In the Lineal UEFA Cup, Barcelona took the trophy off of Bilbao. So they then went to Granada in the cup in the week. They were 2 minutes away from losing the trophy. 2 late goals saw them get it to 2-2 and retain the Lineal UEFA Cup. They now head to Real Betis to defend their trophy. So Barcelona and Borussia Mönchengladbach at the moment are the 2 sides with the trophies. Which just leaves our old favourite, Guess v Knowledge. So back he comes. All right, Ted. Yes. Anything you want to talk about from last week's show? No? Right, let's just rewind then. So last week you played for me and you gave a very good analysis on why West Ham and Liverpool was going to be a draw. You were very confident about it. Stitched you up good and proper, didn't I? What do you mean you stitched me up good and proper? No, you were knowledge for the week. No. You don't understand. I want Guess to win. She feeds me. You stick me in a box all week. 11-9 down now, loser. Right, Ted, enough. Goodbye. So there we go. I am 11-9 down. Guess v Knowledge. So Guess, aka the wife, is 11-9 up as we head into the 2nd week of February. So this is getting critical now. So this week, Harry, my eldest and one of the FA Cup members, he has given us the Burnley v Brighton game as an absolute perler to choose from. So I gave it to Guess to go first, as I always do. Always give her first shout. She's gone for a 0-0 draw. I think she's getting inside information here, because that's a very good shout, I think. But I think Brighton will be whacked after their win at Liverpool. I think it's going to be proper after the Lord Mayor's show job. And I'm calling a Burnley 1-0 win. A Sean Dyche masterclass. Wait till the XG experts get their facts out later. XG. Rubbish. So there we go. So I'm going for a 1-0 Burley win. If they could do that, of course, if it happens, I could go 1 point in front. Let's see how it pans out. So guys, that is it for another episode. I think we've packed as much as we could into that period of time for you. Thank you so much for watching. It genuinely means so much. Please take a minute of your time to like the video for me. It does, you know, it's lovely to see the appreciation of the likes on the video. Please comment below, because I like to reply to your comments, I like to read your comments. Please don't tell me how great Ted is. Can you not tell me how good I am? Please, you know, if you want to talk about Ted, that's fine too. Any other bits and pieces you might want to see in the show, put that in the comments as well. Is there anything I'm not doing that you think, do you know what, it's not for me to do, but I know a man who would do it? Pitch the ideas. Honestly guys, this is your show as much as mine, and I'd love for you guys to get involved. So as always guys, it's been an absolute blast. Please try and get on board the BTFM bus with me. Tell your friends, tell your work colleagues, get them on board the bus. Next stop, Saturday next week, episode 26. Ding ding, ring the bus when the bell stops. Ring the bus when the bell stops. What a crock of shite. Ring the bell when you want the bus to stop. Episode 26 next week. So for now guys, as always, I'll give myself the little knob of the week for that ending. Stay safe please guys, as always, and see you next Saturday.